we are going to get rid of the referee. Instead of creating the referee class, we are going to create a referee component which holds all the logic for moving the pieces, playing the pieces, and updating the possible moves. This keeps our chessboard nice and clean and only focused on the UI. Also, for the UI, we have another bonus, which is when we move onto a piece, we get this nice circle. Want to create this yourself? Follow along. Welcome to part 24 of the series on how to create a chess game with ReactJS. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a referee component. So right here on the left, we open up the components folder and we are going to create a new folder for the referee. And we are also going to create a referee.tsx. And we are going to export the default function, which will be the referee. This function for now will return an empty div, which will say referee. We then want to put the referee inside of our app.tsx. So right here we say referee. And we don't want to render the chessboard anymore. But don't worry, the chessboard will come back. So we import the referee right here. And we import it from components/referee/referee. And if we save this up and refresh the page, we see that we have a screen which says referee. Let's quickly put back the chessboard. So inside of here, instead of rendering a div, we are going to render a fragment. And this fragment will return the chessboard. So we say chessboard, like so. And as you can see, the chessboard has automatically been imported from the correct place. We save this up and refresh the page. We see that we get the chessboard on the right side of the page again. We can also move the pieces, so everything is working just as it was before. In the referee, we are going to create two functions. The first function will be get possible moves, and this will return an array of position. So we say position array, and then for now we are going to return an empty array. The second function will be play move, and this won't return anything and will just be a void function. So if we hover over this, we'll see that it returns void by default. Next, we want to pass the functions to our chessboard. So we are going to put this instead of brackets. We're going to put this like so. And then inside of a chessboard, we are going to add two new properties. So we are going to open up our chessboard component and we are going to add an interface right here. We add interface props, which will accept a function get possible moves, which will be a function which returns, let's see, a position array, like so. And then we also have another function which will be play move, and this will be a void. Like so. Now that we have those props right here, we can add them in the constructor right here. We are going to use deconstructing, and we say get possible moves, play move, which will be of type props, like so. So now that we have the properties inside of the chessboard, we can pass them on right here. So right here we get an error. If we refresh the page, well, it still works, but we get an error because it says, hey, we are missing properties from type props, get possible moves, and play move. We want to pass those properties inside of here. Get possible moves is equal to, and here we say get possible moves, like so. And then play move is equal to play move, like so. All right, we have passed two functions to the chessboard. I'm going to wrap this in a new line so that we can more clearly see what's happening. I'm curious if the functions are getting executed. So take, for example, the play move. Let's write the console.log playing move. And then we are going to do the same for the positions. For the get possible moves, we are going to say getting moves. All right, we're going to save this up. And now we want to call the functions in our chessboard. When do we want to call them? Let's call them whenever we grab a piece. So for now, we are going to say get possible moves and play move. We should see 2 lines saying playing move and getting moves inside of our console. So let's open it up. Let's move to the console part and remove what was already there. If I click, we already get the logs, which is great, but I'm not clicking anything or grabbing a piece. All right, so that might be true because the grab piece is always being executed. We only want to execute it when we grab a piece, but it's fine for now. As you can see, we do get the logs. So if I clear this once more and grab one piece, we see that we get 2 logs, which are the 2 methods or the 2 functions that we have created. So we can remove those for now because we know that they work. We also want to remove the logs from here. And the next thing we're going to do will be getting the board state from the chessboard into the referee. So right here we have the pieces state. We're going to copy over this, make that line disappear, and we're going to put it right above here. All right, so use state is not included. Let's write this down. Then it will automatically import it at the top of the file. Piece is also not being recognized. Now it is. And the initial board state is also not being recognized. Now that we have automatically imported it, we can save it up. And we want to pass the pieces as a parameter to the chessboard as well. So right here, we are going to extend our props interface with a new property named pieces, which will be a piece array. That looks fine. If we put the pieces right here, like this, and then save it up, and something is not good, I think, because the pieces, it's fine. This is probably blue because those are functions, and this is red because it's a piece, I guess. Because if we make, if we make the, how do you call it, parentheses, then it will also become blue. Well, it's fine for now. We have the pieces, and instead of modifying the pieces right here, we want to modify the pieces in the referee. Before that, we want to add the pieces right here. So we say pieces is equal to pieces. Great. The application is breaking right now, which is totally fine because we know that it's breaking and we know why it's breaking. We are going to fix it by moving the functionality of updating the pieces from the chessboard into the referee, so that we can separate the logic of moving the pieces and rendering the pieces. That's the important part. We're going to separate the logic of moving the pieces and rendering the pieces. Well, we have created 2 methods, the get possible moves and the play move. Let's first of all implement the get possible moves method. Instead of returning an empty array, we want to return all the possible moves. Up here, we have the update valid moves, and right here we set the pieces, and we are getting all the valid moves for each piece. Instead of executing this piece of code right here, we are going to put it right here. One more thing we are going to change is we are not going to return anything. So this will not be get possible moves, but more like update possible moves. We're going to also name this update possible moves. And inside of our chessboard, we are also going to name this update, and we are going to name this a void instead of a piece array. The reason for this is because we don't want to return a piece array because we are updating the pieces which we pass as a parameter to the chessboard. Well, the function update valid moves is no longer needed, and then we immediately get an error because the update valid moves is not a function anymore, so we cannot call it, which is fine, because now we can call our new method or our new function update possible moves. And if we call this, everything's working again, except for that it isn't, because we still have a lot more errors to fix. We're also going to save this up, and the next thing we are going to work on will be the referee. So this is where the big changes are coming, because the referee right now is a separate class. In our chessboard, we instantiate that class and we use it. Instead of instantiating the class, we want to put all the logic inside of this component. So we go and open up the referee. Let's see what function we executed. We executed the getValidMoves. Right, that's fine. We're going to grab this whole piece of code, like so. Save this up and then put it underneath here. We are going to make this a function, and we are going to remove the referee reference right here. Now that we have the getValidMoves function inside of this referee, what we then want to do is import piece type. So let's see, if we make this piece type, we import it automatically from the constants, and we also want to import all those methods. So say get possible pawn moves, get possible knight moves. Let's save it up. If we scroll up, we see that we imported them all from the same location, which is the referee rules. So now that we have the getValidMoves function inside of here, and we call it from the update possible moves function, we call the update possible moves function from inside of here. We have that part fixed. We also want to remove the referee right here. And then we want to work on putting the logic for dropping a piece inside of the referee. Right here, we know that we have a piece. What we then want to say is play move. And what do we want to play? Or what do we need to play the move? Well, first of all, we need the piece, which is the current piece. And second of all, we need the position where we want to move the piece to. So we say x, y, which will be the position. But since we cannot pass any parameters, we are going to fix that first. So up here, we have the play move. This will accept a parameter, which is a piece, and also a position, which is a position, or maybe a destination. You can name it however you like. Right now, we see that this play move is valid. What is not valid is the referee right here, because we say the play move function is the function that we want to pass to the chessboard, but this play move function doesn't accept parameters. So we want to say this will be a piece that we're going to play, and then this will be the position that we want to put our piece in. All right, so now that we have that, what we want to do is we want to copy over everything that's inside of here. I think, let's see, this ends there. Where does this end? Let's see, const valid move if current piece. Yeah, so that's everything inside of here. Let's copy this over. We can save this up, and then inside of our referee, we want to paste it. Yeah, that's a lot of code at once, but we're going to work through it. Let's auto format it for now, and let's go from the top to the bottom. So first of all, we say valid move is equal to referee that is valid move. We're going to migrate the referee inside of the component right here. So the isValidMove function, which is, let's see, somewhere right here, is going to be copied over. I'm going to copy over the comments as well. And we're going to put it right under here, above the get all valid moves, or the get valid moves. Yeah. This will be a function. And let's see, we cannot find pawn move. I'm going to import them all. Save it up, and if we scroll to the top, we see that we have the get possible bishop moves, get possible knight moves, everything from the referee rules, which is great. So now we can remove referee from here because we have the isValid move in our own component right here. We also need a grab position. This is the same as the position of the piece. Then it doesn't recognize the X and the Y. Well, let's see. What did we have for the X and the Y? That became the position. So this will be the position where we want to move to. And then we want to say piece.type and piece.team. Great. So now we have fixed the first function. The next function we're going to fix will be the is_ampersand move. So we are once again going to open up the referee and copy over the is_ampersand move from here. And then let's all together delete. We'll save that for later. And we're going to put the is_ampersand move underneath here. So let's see. We're going to put it on top, like so. And we're going to make this a function. Is everything still working? Team type is not being recognized. Well, now it is. We have imported it. And we need a board state. Okay, so this board state, not needed anymore because we know what the board state is. That is pieces. The reason why this is pieces is because normally we'd need to pass the pieces to the function. But right now we have the pieces inside of our own component, which is why we don't need to pass it in as a parameter. And in the is_ampersand move, we have removed it. Right here, I think it still is present. Board state piece. Yeah, so we can remove it from here as well. Right here, we're going to select every occurrence of the board state, and we are going to replace it with pieces, like so. All right. If we scroll up and we go to the next section, well, we can remove this, which is great. We go to here, we can remove the referee. The grab position will be the piece position. The X, Y will be the normal position. And then the current piece will be the piece, like so. We are going to rename the variable right here to ampersand move. We want to remove the pieces right here. And we want to use the ampersand move right there. And probably in some other place as well, or not. Well, current piece, that's just our piece. So we're going to put it right here. Then we know the pawn direction, which is fine. Then we have same position. All right, so same position is not declared right here. Where did we put the same position? I think it was in the referee, wasn't it? We scroll up here. Where did, oh, the same position is in the constants. Okay, so right here we can just say same position and import it from constants. The grab position will be the position, and I'm going to rename this to destination, because then it will resolve the ambiguity between position and position, or piece.position and position. All right, so destination, piece.position at x is equal to x. Yeah, and x will be the destination at x, and y will be the destination dot y, which is fine. What we then want to do is also do that right here. So we say destination.x and y is equal to destination.y, and then minus pawn direction. Here it didn't like that because we need to assign it like so, because we changed the name of x to destination.x. It's fine. Normally we didn't need to assign it explicitly with the x column, because x already had the same name as this. But because we are now naming it destination.x, it's not the same anymore as just x, which is why we need to specify that we want to set this variable. Next up is the grab position right here. This will be the piece.position. I'm going to copy over this and put it right here as well. And this will be destination.y. This will be destination.x, and this will be destination.y. This will be destination.y. Yes, that's all fine. Then we have a model ref, which is also good, and the set promotion pawn, fine right now. And here we style the active piece. So this is a styling thing, and this is not something that we want to do in a referee. So let's see, up here, we say, well, where does this close up? If valid move, so if ampersand move, or if it is a valid move, and if it is not a valid move, we are going to do this. So we do want to return something from the play move. So we're going to change this up once again, and we are going to return a boolean. So this right here, we're going to copy this over, and we're going to say return false. Right? Yeah, so else return false. That seems about fine. And then in the end, we want to return true, because if we didn't get in the else, we haven't returned anything, and we can by default return true. Inside of a chessboard, when we execute the play move, we don't do that yet, I think. Oh, we do that. We want to say var success is equal to play move, and then if no success, we want to say, well, we just reset it to our previous position. We do need to specify that this will return a boolean, and then we're good to go, because right now we expect a boolean right here. Great. So if no success, we reset the piece position. That was also the same as before. Else, if the piece could not be played, we reset it. Great. So let's scroll up a little bit. We have the model ref and the set promotion pawn. Those are the only two things right now which are still not working. Model ref, what is it? If we go up here, let's see, it's a ref to the model of the promotion. Well, great time for moving the promotion as well. We are going to put this inside of our referee.tsx right here, like so. We're going to put this like so. Promote pawn, I think it's a method. So let's go right here, promote pawn. Yeah, so here we have a function for promoting the pawn. Does this do anything with the UI? I don't think it does, because it updates the pieces. Right, if same position, yeah, pieces that reduce. Yeah, if promotion pawn is undefined, that's fine. Set pieces, model ref. Okay, so this is important. We do want to keep on doing this. No, we don't need to do that, because that will be in the referee. Yeah, we can copy over this whole function. I think we also want a promotion team type, right? No, not needed, it's fine. Okay. So we're going to save this up and then put it at the bottom right here. We have the promote pawn function. Promotion pawn is undefined. Well, we are also going to get the promotion pawn. This is also a state, and we're going to put it up here, like so. Let's go down here. We need the model ref as well. So up here, we say that this ref will be in the referee, and we also need to import use ref from React. Great. Do we have any other errors? Let's see. Promotion team type. Okay, so we do need the promotion team type. Then we can copy over this to down here. let's also format it, and then the promotion pawn will render, or well, the promotion dialog will render correctly. All right, so next up, we still have one error somewhere right here, or not. I mean, I do see a red, oh, here. This will be destination.x, and this will be destination.y. Destination, not, yes, that's better. And then the y will be equal to that. Great. All right, so this file doesn't have any errors anymore. However, oh, this file neither. So what's the problem? There is no problem anymore. Great. All right, look at that. We have a chessboard. We have a chessboard component, which is almost empty. And we have a referee, which, well, did take up all the logic, but it's fine because we have now separated the logic from here to the referee. Let's test it out. If we grab a piece, we put it right here. Amazing. It immediately works. That's really great. All right, I found out what the problem is. And, well, inside of our play move, we have a parameter piece, but we also use the piece right here, which is a little bit of a problem. So we are going to, because they are having the same name, we are going to rename this to plate piece. And then we want to replace all the occurrences with plate piece. But now comes the tricky part, which is that inside of here, we also need to replace some pieces with plate piece. And we don't know which ones. So let's refresh the page. Maybe it already works. Nah, it doesn't. All right, so yeah, we're going to have to walk through this step by step. Update pieces is equal to pieces that reduce result piece. And then we check, is the piece in the same position as piece? Well, of course, it always is. We are going to replace this with our plate piece. Let's test it out. Maybe it already works. It kinda does. I mean, it works, but I don't know for how long. Well, this looks about right. So I took the previous version of my code. I have it on the site, and it seems like right here we also need the plate piece dot position dot y, because before this was the grabbed position dot y. And then if I scroll down, it seems like we have fixed the rest, or there is no other occurrence. Now that I have the code from the previous version right here, I'm also going to check the ampersand move. So right here, the ampersand move will be, let's see, update the pieces, result piece. This will be the grab position. So right here, we have if is equal to destination. Is that correct? No, this will be the plate piece, that position. Like so. And then we push that. Do we have the grab position anywhere else? No. So this should be fine. All right, so to check it, let's play an ampersand move. Yeah, that seems about right. Except for that we cannot move at all. And if we save this up, maybe we can move, because we didn't apply the plate piece position yet. So let's move that right here, down here. Yeah, and now we are snapping back into the grid. So it works as it would normally. Great. All right, so we fixed that. One less thing to worry about. The next thing that we want to do, we are going to replace the update post moves from here onto the, let's see, down here, play piece, move piece, drop piece. So if success, we play a move. If no success, we reset it. If we do have success, however, we want to update the possible moves. Actually, we don't want to do this inside of here. We want to do it inside of the referee. So here we say if it is an ampersand move, we update the pieces and the possible moves. If it is a normal move, we set the pieces and we update the possible moves. And right now we start with no moves until we move one piece. So this, how do you call it, improves the performance. And then what we also want to do is say use effect. And then let's see, it was like this. And then an empty array. So this will be executed when the application loads, when this component loads for the first time. And then we want to execute the update possible moves so that we also get the possible moves on the first move, like so. Great. Now that we have refactored, we are going to do two more things. The first thing will be we are going to delete the referee. So this will be deleted. Let's save it up. And I think the chessboard still has a reference to it, so we can remove that from here. By the way, we can also clear those imports. Doesn't need it anymore. We do need these because those are UI related. And update possible moves, is it never being called? Is never being called. That's true because we call it from, oh, that's not what I meant. We call it from the referee. So right here, we can scroll down a lot and then remove the update possible moves from here. Great. Last thing that we are going to do before we are going to wrap it up is, you see when we have a pawn right here, we can take this pawn, but it makes this weird movement and the circle on the top left is not being centered. We want to fix this. In the chessboard right here is where we render the pieces, or at least rendering the pieces is right here. But right here we have the logic for rendering the pieces. So when do we want to draw a circle around the tile? That is when we have a highlight, which we have right here, and when the tile has an image. So if we go and open up our tile, we see that we have this div with a class name, which might contain the tile highlight. And then inside of there, if there is an image, we render another div with the name chesspiece. First thing we are going to do is we're going to remove the tile highlight style from the chessboard.css, and we're going to put it inside of our tile.css. Refresh the page and it still works. Great. The next thing we are going to do is we want to not show this dot when there is a piece on the location, but we want to show a circle. In order to make this work, we are also going to add the chess piece to this array. So we say image and then chess piece. Then we can remove the chess piece from right here. And we can save this up. We now refresh the page. Let's see if everything still works. It doesn't. That's great. Right here in the tile, instead of targeting the chess piece, we want to target the first div of the chess piece. And that's going to happen for all the chess pieces. So for this one as well. For this one as well. And that was all occurrences. We now save it up and refresh the page. The reason why it's not working anymore is because the chess piece is now inside of the tile. So we can remove the space from here. And when there is no space in between two selectors, we are enhancing the first selector. So right now we are looking for an element that has the class tile and the class chess piece on it. So right now it still works, even though I cannot grab pieces. What we then going to do is we are not going to rename this. I'm gonna close this. We're not going to rename this to chess piece. Let's see. Yeah, we are instead going to enhance this. We are going to leave this right here. We are going to enhance this with chess piece tile. Great. So same result, I hope. Yeah. And now we can still move. Great. And then right here, what we want to say, tile highlight. And then we want to say not dot chess piece tile. If we save this up, we see that we are not targeting the tile with a chess piece on it. So if we move this right here, we see that we don't see any dots on the tiles with chess pieces on it. So right now we are going to create some custom logic for those tiles. And instead of saying not, we want to enhance this selector with this selector. If we save this up, we see the chess pieces moving again. It's all fine. First thing is that we want to give this a position of, I guess, absolute. Let's save this up. That already works a tiny bit. Next up, we want to make the circle a lot bigger. So how big are the tiles? The tiles are a width of 100 pixels. Let's give this also a width of 100 pixels and a height of 100 pixels. Then we get this. Well, I mean, it already looks nice. I gotta give that. But what we want to achieve is a circle. From the inner part is see-through, and then the outer part you see like the circle line. I found this really helpful Stack Overflow post, which shows how to create a circle around, well, anything. And well, we're just going to take this right here, the border. So we say border of, let's say, 5 pixels, solid, and then this color. Put it right here, and then we don't need the background color anymore. If we save this up and refresh, we don't need to refresh, and open up the page. It's kind of working, not totally figuring out why on the spot. Maybe it's because we do need to subtract the 5 pixels from our width and height. So let's save this up, refresh the page. Still not. Maybe we need to do it times 2. So let's say 90 pixels. And it seems like we have a perfect match. Great. So yeah, we now have a circle. I mean, it looks amazing though. It looks really sleek, really nice. We might want to make it a little bit thicker, but well, you can play around with this yourself. If we take this piece, we get that nice feeling of capturing pieces, which is great. We can also capture other pieces. Oh, and we also can see if we can still transform into the queen or something. Oh, one little bug that we immediately found, which is if you transform into another piece, we want to update the possible moves, because right now the queen doesn't have any moves. Good point. We go into the referee, and then inside of here, if we promote the piece, which is right here, right? Promotion pawn, yeah. We also want to say update possible moves, save it up, and now when we move to the other side, horse go away, yeah, and we transform into a queen, we get the new possible moves. Great. And it's really beginning to look like an official chess game. All right, so with this, I want to end the episode right here. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you could follow along. Leave a like down below, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.